What's going on? Zach Adelstein here with Daily Edge Sports, bringing you another college football video. Today, going to go over the Saturday slate for Underdog. Tomorrow is November 15th, just a few weeks left in the season, but a big week. Lots of big games going on. We have Oklahoma at Alabama. We have Pitt, Notre Dame in the morning. We have Texas, Georgia, just a bunch of big games that will have a lot of consequences for the college football playoff. And another fun week. Any week of college football, I always say, is a fun week. Next few weeks are going to be fun, and then we get championship week, and then the bowls, college football playoffs. So we still have a while to go, but the meat of the schedule is almost done. The meat of what we get with the big slates, and got to enjoy the next few weeks while we can. Yeah, before we jump into it, let's talk about Daily Edge Sports. We're redoing our website. It's about to get a big overhaul. It's going to look really, really good. Going to be a lot faster. Going to have a great mobile site. Lots of improvements on there. So yeah, if you're not over there, go on and jump in, get in there before we do that. We're already having a ton of winning slips. We are constantly putting out big wins in NBA, NFL, college football slips this year. NHL's doing really well. Our esports team is great. So yeah, go on and get over to Daily Edge Sports today. But yeah, let's go on and jump into this slate. Gonna start here. Just type in these names, make it easy. Going to go down to a game, Illinois at Maryland, Saturday, 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern Time. Illinois is a 15.5-point favorite here with a 51.5-point total. Clement's been really stepping into a bigger role here lately. You can see the last three games, struggled a little bit at Washington, but at home, had 6 catches against Ohio State, 5 catches against Rutgers with a touchdown. Really getting a lot more targets. In those games, he has 8, 4, and 6 targets, and just getting a lot more involved. In the last 3 games, has 13 catches on 18 targets. Maryland's given up at least 11 receptions to wide receiver in every Big Ten game. They really do give up a lot on the outside. Not the best pass defense. I think PFF has them ranked about 49 in coverage, and Illinois should be able to air it out in this game. This is a nice low number. Only needs 3 receptions to go over here. You can see he does have a bunch of 2s next to his name. Past month or so, really been getting more involved. And even in that game that he had 2 receptions, he did have 4 targets against Washington, and it was on the road. At home, he seems to have done better as of late. So yeah, going to really push this, really look for over the reception line here for Hudson Clement, Illinois receiver against Maryland at home. Moving to this next spot, I'm going to do a 3-man here for this Underdog slate. I'm going to go to Kobe Paysour. We talked about him last week on one of the videos I did. Easily went over that number last week at 54. I believe the number was right around 41, 42. He's getting a ton of volume, 5'7", 7'5", 9. Didn't, for whatever reason, didn't catch his balls against Clemson. But since then, he has 101, 53, 59, and 54 receiving yards. Playing at Wake Forest. Wake Forest does have a good pass defense, but this number's, it's too low not to look at, too low not to take for me. Like I said, hit this in every week in the last 4, each of the last 4 games. He has really stepped into a bigger role since week against Clemson. He had those 5 targets. Since then, he's really gotten a ton of targets, ton of volume. Gio Lopez is playing a lot better. His offense is kind of starting to figure out what to do under Bill Belichick. Gio Lopez has at least 300 yards in each of the last 3 games. They also, Wake Forest does have a good pass defense, but it's not like a total lockdown pass defense. They'll give up some decent games to wide receivers, and this number isn't like, you're not looking for 85 yards. You're looking for 37 yards. We need 38 yards to go over this. So I could easily see him getting, 4 catches for 45 yards. Doesn't need a ton. Doesn't need to have an amazing day. Just a pedestrian day to go over this number. And I really do like this Kobe Paysour spot, over 37.5 receiving yards. Last place we're going to go here. One of the games I think could be a sneaky late night fun game that could have some consequences. TCU's traveling to BYU. I think TCU's in a good spot here. Going to look at Jordan Dwire. Eric McAllister's their big guy, but Jordan Dwire is kind of the number 2 receiver here, especially lately. You can see the last 3 weeks what he's really done. 16 targets last week, 11 catches. At 3 catches on 7 targets and 9 targets, 7 catches against Baylor. He's been really good lately. 108 yards, 26 yards, kind of a down day against West Virginia, and 111 yards. They're looking to him more and more. They're getting him a deep ball. He has a 15-yard ADOT, down the field. TCU throws the ball a ton. Dwire should run 38, 40 routes at least here. Should get, 7, 10 targets here. He's getting targets. They're trying to get him the ball. He's not always catching all the targets, as you can see against West Virginia, but he is getting targets here. BYU is a 3.5-point favorite here with a 50.5-point total. So TCU is going to have to air it out a little bit to upset BYU, get them out of that top 15. And yeah, I just think this is a real good spot for BYU to make a statement. Dwire to kind of get going. I think BYU is going to focus on Eric McAllister, and Dwire is going to have a big day here. I'm going to go with the receptions. I do think you can look at that receiving yard line as well, but just in case they kind of hit him underneath, I'm going to hit that reception line there, just at 0.89. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at on this slip. We have Hudson Clement over 2.5 receptions, Kobe Paysour over 37.5 receiving yards, and Jordan Dwire over 3.5 receptions. Talked about this in an earlier video, but kind of taking the units down a little bit. This late in the season, things start getting weird. Players are hurt. They might have lost a step somewhere, just due to injury. And so, yeah, kind of working that into our plays. But yeah, go ahead and get in on this. If you're not in Daily Sports, get over there, and hope y'all have a good weekend.